Hey guys, I'm Richard Fitzgerald. This is Dubai Works, where we interview the business leaders making a difference in this great city. Welcome back to another episode of Dubai Works Business Podcast. Our guest today is Abdulla al Kamda. He's the founder of Homey. Homey is a cashback platform that links consumers and service providers covering dine-in, retail, grocery, and hotels. Sabah al khair. Abdullah, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Very good, thank you. Thanks for joining us this morning. And yeah, the cool logo in your background with nice little smiley face on top of the H. Can you tell us a little bit about Homey?
Okay. So Homey is a super cashback platform. First, why we named the company Homey is because we want to be everyone's best friend. We want to be everyone's support system. And if there is one platform that can change people's lives and really be their homie, I think our company has the biggest job to do that. So just to elaborate more on my statement, we're a super cashback platform. When we talk about cashback, we're talking about the highest margins you can get in the market, 20%, 30%. Sometimes we go up to 40%. And all of the hotels you can think about in the UAE, in dining restaurants, in spas, shops, malls, whatever you name it, you're going to get cashback on it.
Okay, that is a bold statement to be the number one homie, because we'll talk about cashback in detail, but this super cashback platform, it feels like a super app, and being someone's homie or being their companion or the app that they rely on. How big is that vision?
Our vision is to create a cashback ecosystem where you cannot spend a penny without getting rewarded for it. Our long-term plan is to be everywhere in the market. So let's say even when you get Uber rides, even when you order food delivery, even when you go dining, anywhere you can go, you can spend your money on, we can reward you for it.
Okay, interesting. And it's a relatively new concept. When did you come up with the idea?
I came up with the idea 2 years ago, actually. So just like any other startup, when you find a new idea and you believe that you're gonna solve a very big problem in the market, you always tend to shift away from the idea. You tend to keep you keep improving it and you keep enhancing the business model until it's nothing like what you started with. So funny enough, it was a home services app in the beginning. You get cashback on home services, cleaning, laundry, beauty and grooming. And then we slightly shifted away to saying, why are we limiting ourselves with such a small market? Why don't we enter where people want cashback on their necessities? I believe that's the most important thing. If you reward people for the things that they spend their money on a daily basis, then your company has a long way to go.
Yeah, fascinating. So 2 years ago, were you an entrepreneur before? What did you study? What's your background?
My background is in business development. To be honest with you, this is my first startup. We all come up with ideas in the past, but we never move forward with it. Even when I first started Homey, I thought it's gonna be just like any other business I wanted to start in the beginning. But then I was like, holy cow, I'm actually hiring people now. I actually bought an office. Oh, this is really happening. So I was intimidated myself by it when I first started. But then yeah, it's going forward.
And this is the first episode and the first interview of 2024. When did the app launch? The app is in the App Store, I see. And when did you officially start having customers? And obviously you built a marketplace, so you needed to have the hotels, the services, and everything on that. Can you talk us through the sort of journey to launch?
Okay, I'll tell you from the beginning. It's not a bright journey at all. And like any other startup, it's a very hard road where there is always a brick wall of challenges. Every single time you surpass this problem, another problem occurs, and it's a battle of determination. If you have determination and you have the heart to risk it all, then this is the journey for you. If not, if you feel like you're a person who crumbles under pressure, then no, I don't think you should ever seek such a career. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's tough. So you mean, getting which parts of it were tough? Was it getting people on board as providers? Was it getting customers? Was it raising funds? Was it
Okay.
coming up?
There is the business issues. There's the personal issues that you can. So which one do you want? Do you want the entrepreneur advice or do you want the?
Well, yeah, I mean, we can talk about the entrepreneur advice, and it'd be good to get your views on that. But just so people understand Homey and what it
Yeah.
is, how it launched first.
So talking about, okay, I'll elaborate more on what I meant when I said personal issues. It's a very lonely road. Yeah, you stop having friends, you stop having family, you start prioritizing your company over everything, or it's not gonna go anywhere. So that was the biggest challenge in the beginning, is understanding that this is a full-time role. This is not a 9 to 5 by any means, not for me, not for any team member that I have. We work in the morning. If we have to work at night, we work at night. So it's very hard to suddenly change your lifestyle for your startup company. And in regards to the company itself, uh, I would say understanding that we're new to the market and no one has done what we are doing right now. So there's no blueprint. That was the biggest challenge that we had. There's no blueprint to what we are doing. We cannot see this company and say, aha, we need to follow these steps. Now, if you want to open an Uber company, there are hundreds of Uber companies before you know exactly what to do. You can ask around, you can do whatever you want. And let's say with food delivery, you can ask any food delivery, how did you start your company? And then you can just copy them. But with a super cashback platform, when you're the first one in the market, then you need to pave the way.
Yeah, exactly. And that's really entrepreneurial stuff. So walk us through, Abdullah, what happens. I understand the concept. I purchase something, I get cash back. But how does it technically work? I download the app, I register an account, and why would someone want to give me money back? If I've paid for a hotel, they're already cutting their margins. How do you get them to give you, the customer, more money back?
I mean, you have to be good at sales. There's a famous saying with the good salespeople. They say, "I can sell sand to an Arab." Does an Arab need sand? No, I can still sell it to them. So if you're a good salesperson, you can manage if you know how to show the vision to the hotels by show them that by giving back to the community, it's really gonna help you and it's gonna help the customers. And what we tell them is, I'm gonna show you the power of giving back to the customers, and I'm gonna leave you to that, and they all accept it instantly.
But 30, 20, 30, 40% sounds like a lot. How does that
No, actually, okay. So we have a full booking system. So you can basically book through us just like you book through any other platform. And other platforms, they actually take a very high commission from the hotels. And these commissions go from 20% to sometimes 35%. So what we did is we switched it. We want no commission for ourselves. Absolutely nothing, not even 1%. We're giving it all back to our customers as cashback.
And what's your business model?
Our business model is through retention. You basically subscribe to us. That's 30 dirhams a month. That's almost nothing. Anyone who lives in Dubai can afford 30 dirhams a month. Let me tell you that, because the bottle of water that we pay in restaurants, it costs 30 dirhams. So yeah, I would say it's only the subscription model, and then what our business model revolves around is customers staying with us and and seeing how much they're gonna get back.
When you were coming up with this and when you were registering the license, did you put it down as, you know, an e-commerce platform or a fintech platform? I know you said you're creating something that hasn't been done before, but what sort of category does it fall in?
It's a fintech. It's a fintech because it's a wallet. It's a wallet through many verticals. So uh, and so my idea behind Homey and why it falls under a fintech platform is that I see super apps uh, always failing to keep customers for all of the verticals combined. So let's say, for example, you might order food delivery from this platform, but then you might order your Uber service in this platform, but then you might dine in with the other platform, and then you're going to book a hotel in another platform as well. What I succeeded with doing until now, I guess, is that I've combined all of that in one platform and I made it make sense to stay in one platform. Why? Because all of your cashback goes to your one single Homey wallet. Do you get it? And then from that wallet, we opened a lot of options for you where you can withdraw the money back to your bank account, where in 5 minutes, if you press on withdraw, it goes back to your bank account. So, and now we're talking about for each customer, we're talking about them saving from an average of $300 up to $1,000. Sometimes they can save $1,000 on one transaction, one single transaction, which is crazy if you think about it.
That's So you're
Yeah.
kind of creating another layer of the kind of app web. So you know the way that, you know, apps like Botum or Kareem will say that they're super apps. What you're doing is you're, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're aggregating. So I'll log into my Homey app and I'll connect my Uber, I'll connect my InstaShop, I'll connect these things as my account or a hotel rewards, and then I'll make the purchase from there. So I do it all centralized. So it's actually one app that can do many purchases.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say we get aggregators for it. We tried that in the past to get aggregators. For example, let's say for food delivery, I can just get another company to do it for me. But the issue is that I'm not gonna hold the value of giving maximum cashback because the other company is gonna say, "Hey, I want commission. I want a very high commission." And I don't want that. I don't want the commission for me. I want to give the whole margin back to the customer and with the maximum percentage possible. So how can I do that? By me building the platform, completely building it all around the food delivery, the dine-in, the hotel system. So we partner with them directly, and there is no middleman that take commission. And with that is we have a very huge margin of cashback that we can give back to the customer. And this is how we succeeded with getting the margins that we talk about of cashback.
Okay, makes sense. But there's a lot of work there, right? Because the categories are almost never ending in one's daily life, you know. So I heard an example before of how it's good to start with a niche and then go from there. And like you started with home services, did the home services work and what was the traction like?
Look, home services, we didn't go live with it. So we actually built the platform. We're ready to go, but we didn't go live with it because we understood that if we're going to go live with the company, we better go with an image that we're going to stick to. I don't want to be known as only a home services platform. I actually don't want to be known as a dine-in platform. I want to be known as a universal cashback loyalty platform. The super cashback platform. That's why we never call ourselves a super app because we're not a super app. We're a super cashback app. So by saying super cashback, why are we saying super cashback? For two different definitions. Okay, it is a super app, a part of it. But the other part, why we call it a super cashback app, because it is super cashback. It's not your average 2%, 5%, let's say 10%. We're talking about 20%, 30%, 40%, and that's why we call it super.
It definitely sounds like a no-brainer for users to use this. Do you think that it's sustainable in terms of the 30 dirhams a month to how much cashback you might potentially give someone? Like, is it
So,
capped at a certain amount? You know, is it I think it's unlimited, right?
no, no. I would just tell you that a magician never shows his tricks. So I'm only showing you the front page of yeah, it's 30 dirhams only. But with the clever team that I have, we managed to create a very revenue-based business.
Okay, fair enough. And did you raise funding to get the platform going?
No, no, it's all personal, bootstrap.
Bootstrap self-funded, but at some point, you know, when you have some traction and more traction, it's relatively new. Do you expect to, you know, to be able to sustain the funding, the capital needed to give the cash back? Will you be raising funds or will you be partnering with financial institutions?
No, of course. I definitely see in the long run that we will raise investments. I believe that's the smart way to go about it. Why? Because with the help of other companies, we can with the help of venture capitals, we can quickly grow to and go global in other countries. So our plan is actually, I would have never started this company if I knew my vision is only to stay in the UAE. No, we will never stay only in the UAE. We're gonna go global for sure.
Okay, fascinating. We'll touch onto that market expansion in a second, but just on the cashback in general, there isn't an app that does what you do, but people are familiar with cashback as a behavior type, and usually it's from credit cards and the banks. Uh, do you think that are you disrupting that? And you know, is it just about giving more percentages, or do you think something else is broken with the banks and the credit cards? Because all credit cards, you know, there's a whole ecosystem about trying to get people to sign up for credit cards. There's salespeople, there's incentives, there's benefits, there's percentages. Are they not doing a good enough job? Do you see an opportunity there?
Uh, it's not that they're not doing a good enough job. I would say their margins are low. Look, uh, when you're giving back to the customer 2% cashback, 3% cashback, let's say best case scenario, 5% cashback from a bank. I mean, that's the best you can get in the market. I don't blame the banks. I don't blame the customers for going with the banks because this is what they're used to. But they're not used to what's coming right now, which is, as I'm saying, 20% cashback, 30, 40. These are the margins that I believe will be a very clear USP to the customers.
Okay, and when you go across the different verticals, okay, hotels, home services, you know, ordering groceries, are there certain categories that the margins aren't there that you can't give 20-30%? You know, for example, when we talk about e-commerce, right, there certain business categories, as you know, have higher margins than others. You know, beauty has a higher margin than electronics, for example. Are you able to build a model on Homey that you can be consistent across purchases, that you can have a consistent high percentage?
That's a really good question, first of all. And yeah, look, obviously we cannot keep the high margins in every single industry. We can still give the maximum any company can ever give. Let's say if one industry can only give me around 5% cashback, and this is the maximum they can give. And what they give, let's say to banks, 2%, 3%. I will still be happy with giving 5%. It's still the maximum I can give to the customer.
Yeah.
You know, in specific industries, yeah, we do sacrifice cashback, but it's not a sacrifice by any means for our customers. It's only gain.
Cool. I'm trying to understand the business more, and you know, you said you wouldn't reveal your secrets or your tricks, but it sounds like, you know, putting two and two together, your business development background sounds like you're a good negotiator, and that you understand those things. That's a better deal for the customer. So, you know, negotiating with the hotels and the partners is one of the tricks that you have. And does that mean that you have a lot of business development people on your team, or you know, do you have more developers to make the app? What's more important to you, the technical side or the partnership side?
For me, it's the partnership side, 100%. Obviously, the technical side, because without the product, what are we? We're not going to be anything without the application. So the technical side is being taken care of. I have a really strong team when it comes to my product and technical side. So I have faith in them. I leave it to them. I obviously know everything that's going there, because I do believe if you're a business owner, if you're a CEO, you need to know every single department and whatever they're doing, you need to know about it. At least having a full understanding of the business. So I have my sole focus on partnerships. Until now, I've been doing good. Why I don't say very good? It's because I leave more room for me to. It's like a mental thing that I keep telling myself, I'm not doing good enough, so I need to do work harder. But we've been succeeding, and partnerships, obviously, as you can tell, if we manage to get hotels, we can manage to get anyone.
Okay, and what size is your team to date, and which kind of license and area did you set up in Dubai?
Can you please repeat it?
What size is the team at the moment in Dubai, and
Yeah.
are you in a free zone? Are you in a startup? Are you in the DIFC fintech sector, or where are you?
Yeah. So the sizes of our team, the full Homey team, we're talking about 25 people currently. In Dubai, we're around 10, and the rest are scattered everywhere in different countries. And we are DED licensed currently. Dubai Economic Department, just to elaborate more. So yeah.
And that's interesting. But you're a fintech company, and your approach to sort of you do have a sort of a remote working sort of virtual company that you can have talent from all over the world, and that sort of aligns with your plan to grow this elsewhere as well.
Yeah. So what was the question again?
Just to understand the philosophy of that you're comfortable having remote workers, that you don't need people to be in the same place, that you can hire skills from different areas to build a business.
Yeah, look, why am I getting people from outside the country sometimes as well? It's because I believe in hiring the best team possible that you can hire. And sometimes you cannot get people, let's say if I can't get them to Dubai, I would still sacrifice them not coming by still having them at least working outsource online. So sometimes we have to compensate.
Okay,
And yeah.
Continue. Sorry.
Yeah, and the managing part, it's look, whenever I hire someone, I follow my guts. I don't care just about their CVs. I don't care about their past experience. What does my gut tell me? Do they are they conscientious? Are they gonna really work their heart out for this company to work? And just based on following that, alhamdulillah, until now, everyone, I don't need to follow up with them. They follow up with me. They keep updating me. They keep telling me everything. Because God forbid, if they were people that were lazy or every time I don't check up on them, they're not going to work. It's going to be very hard. It would have been very challenging. But until now, everyone is doing their tasks as if they're in the office with me.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a shared mission that people are passionate about the project if they're seeing it as a startup, and there's good energy there, which is great to see. Often on this podcast, we try and understand where people are focusing their efforts, and many people start in Dubai, and some use Dubai as a base for, the UAE, or as a base for the GCC, or a base for the Arab world. And then sometimes we hear companies who have Dubai as the base instead of, say, Silicon Valley as a global tech company. And you mentioned that at the start, that you do have your eyes on a global market, but there must be some things that you've spotted that Homey suits in certain markets. And what are they? Does this work in every city around the world, or are there certain cities that you think the cashback is more likely to be used?
The cashback, okay. The only challenge we're facing if we're gonna go global is that we need to select countries that have a very high usage of debit and credit cards, basically online payments. Some countries are, let's say, they're very cash dominant. Some countries are very online payments, debit cards, credit cards dominant. And I would say we can only enter the markets where people are using their credit cards and debit cards.
And what would your expansion be? Because, you know, it sounds kind of labor intensive to sign up each restaurant if you're going direct. You know, do you have a plan that you can kind of automate that, where if you're entering a new market that many places can sign up for you, the sort of marketplace side, you know, that you get the customers to pay the 30 dirhams, but then you need the offers and the connection with the services and companies as well.
Okay, so the nice part about partnering with hotels is that, let's say we do succeed in Dubai, they will easily give us all of their hotels globally. And that's actually a part of when I was negotiating with them in the first place. So going global with hotels and other verticals will be really easy. And obviously we can sometimes, let's say, we might not start with dine-in in other countries. We can start with the other verticals, and we start getting more influence in other countries, and then obviously the dine-in comes very easy once that is done. As long as you have the customer base, customers would want restaurants would want to join with you, because you need to show them the value for them to join with you in the first place.
Yeah, fascinating. You know, there's definitely the fintech element in terms of financial rewards, but there's also the loyalty element, and that is a category that people are familiar with. You know, in the UAE, we've had success stories and buy one, get one. We've had different types of loyalty platforms, and of course, you know, we have Emirates, Skywards, and we have many loyalty things that people understand. What was your view on loyalty as a way of retention, and how important was understanding psychology around loyalty and brand, you know, loyalty as well, when you were coming up with the idea?
So when we were coming up with the idea, we were thinking of how can we save the most amount of money possible to the community here in Dubai. How can we actually, because we understood that there are a lot of loyalty platforms, a lot of them. It's flooded in Dubai. In all of UAE, we're talking about how many hundreds of loyalty apps that are existing. How can we compete with them, and how can we not only compete with them, we're going to be in a different market position. Because as you said, a lot of applications are known for being buy one, get one free. A lot of applications are known for being a discount application. There's no one that's dominating the cashback platform or the cashback industry. Think of one. I'll give you time. There is none. So this is a clear. I can't hear you.
No, sorry, I didn't say. I was just smiling.
Yeah, it's the perfect market position for us to enter and dominate. There is none. There's no one in the cashback industry currently. So when there are a lot of loyalty platforms, you need to find your market position, definitely.
Yeah, and you know, people are now used to having apps that show their savings and their investments and things like that. So visual tracking their money and things like that. And that I guess is what you're trying to play into. There was one that we interviewed. I don't think they position themselves as cashback. They're more on the buy one get one, but they do cashback. I think they're called Memojo. They launched recently. Is that different?
Yeah. I don't know much about them. What I heard is you link your card and you get cashback on it. They are currently their business model is completely different than ours, due to ours being directly with many verticals. So we don't only focus on dine-in, we focus on hotels, we focus on Uber rides, we focus on food delivery and whatnot, and groceries, you name it. I believe other platforms that have cashback, the cashback element in it, I would say they're currently only in dine-in restaurants. And it's a very small market if you think about it. Dine-in, if you're only focused on dine-in, it's a very small market.
And what do you think, Abdullah, if you know, the competition in terms of uh, when you're doing a startup, you're focusing on an area cashback. But what if Apple did cashback, or on Apple Pay, or what if Kareem did cashback? Do you think that that is a potential competitor, or do you think standalone apps focusing on one thing can do a better job?
I mean, YouTube, okay. Why is TikTok dominating the short videos? YouTube, you can have, you can have shorts on YouTube as well. But why is TikTok dominating? Because TikTok is solely focused on what? Short videos. So even if there are short videos on YouTube, people still don't care about that. They like TikTok, and that's what I'll be known for, if you can understand.
I like the media. I understand the social media reference very well. Even though they push their shorts views and the views will look big, but actually people don't want to
Yeah.
watch them on YouTube.
Yeah,
Makes
this is going to be our specialty, basically. So the margins of cashback, everything, it's going to be our specialty, our bread and butter. No, I really don't believe people can compete with our margins.
with your margins. But Apple, like Apple are obviously huge and global, but they are good at launching products, right? And
I mean, if Apple does compete with us, that's a big win for us already. I mean, hey, please come join. It's a statement for me to say that Apple is competing with my company.
fair enough. Yeah, I understand. And so talking a little bit about the startup ecosystem in Dubai, like Dubai is obviously known as a business capital in terms of real estate, in terms of hotels, in terms of tourism, many things. What do you think of the startup environment? Is it hard? Is it competitive? Is it a good place to build a fintech app?
100%. It's Dubai. Dubai changes every 3 years. It's one of the uh, prominent countries when it comes to being revolutionary when it comes to tech. Let's talk about that. So, being in such an environment, you have to be competitive. And me and my team, we love competition. We actually we don't ignore it. We support it. So competition just pushes us more to create things that are extraordinary, as they say. So I do enjoy the competition. I enjoy that I'm doing it in Dubai. It's the best city to do it in. The support we're getting from the people, from the government, from the royal family, is unprecedented. We're getting a really strong push, and I'm really thankful for that.
Yeah, amazing. And it's relatively new that, the startup ecosystem is 10, 15 years old. But do you think that it's a good place to be building a fintech company? We hear of a lot of fintech investments and the space is so wide, but should we be seeing I think there's two unicorns now in the region in the buy now, pay later section that's relatively new. That, if you said buy now, pay later 7, 8 years ago, no one would know what you're talking about. And now there's companies out of the region, some out of Dubai worth $1 billion. Like, so is that inspiration for you that this is a growing area?
I mean, the buy now, pay later is not the best example because, I mean, these companies are focused on putting people in debt. We're focused on getting them out of debt. So it's a completely different example, I would say. But yeah, definitely, it's where the Arab money is. That's it.
Yeah.
So, so if you want to get investments, hey, if you're outside of the Middle East, you want to get investments, come to Dubai, come to Saudi, people will invest.
That's
If your
brilliant.
idea is good, if you're solving a big problem, you're definitely gonna find the solution here.
That's brilliant. And just to pick up on something interesting that you said there about getting people out of debt, how important is that purpose that you're trying to add to people's lives and not make it worse? Like, do you think there's a savings issue that you're trying to solve? Like, they would call as money literacy, that people aren't actually that good at saving, and that Homey will be able to help with that.
Yeah, most definitely. I really wish people reconsider before putting themselves in that, regardless if you're gonna buy shoes or if you're gonna buy any sort of item, because they end up struggling. You know, when you find something that you like, you buy it, and then you're like, why did I buy it? You know, it happens to the best of us. And it's especially wrong when you buy it through buy now pay later, because you end up being in debt, and I don't believe that's being financially smart. So I want to open people's eyes into, hey, get I don't care if it's through me. I'm being very honest. Get a discount, get a cashback, do something where you can buy the item at the best offer possible without putting yourself in debt.
And on the platform, it's very specifically, and behind you on the wall, it says Super Cashback Platform. Will you
Yeah.
be adding, content tips around savings and how to understand investments? And do you ever see a scenario where you'll go into this sort of, well, okay,
No,
I
no,
got my cashback. What do I do next?
we already are entering this. So we have, I mean, it's not something that I can share now. It is going to be the biggest thing with Homey. It's going to be something extremely large. If you guys are thinking we're only going to be a super cashback app, just wait a bit. Buckle your seatbelts, because something big is going to come out of that. In phase 2, we're going to introduce something that's going to blow people's minds.
Fascinating. And what sort of timeline? So it's January 2024. What's the product roadmap, or what's your plans for the year for Homey?
So our plans for the year is to basically expand in the existing verticals that we have. So we expand in groceries, hotels. We already almost got all of the UAE. Dine-in, we just keep expanding them to show the customers that they have incredible set of options that they can get cashback on from restaurants and the other verticals. And yeah, and in phase 3, which is basically around 9 months from now, we are gonna introduce the thing that I mentioned to you, which is gonna help them. I don't want to clarify even more than that. And other than that, other verticals will be ready as well.
Okay, and the sort of plan for expansion and growth, like, will you be raising funds this year, and what else is in the pipeline?
Probably by next year. Probably by next year. Because I'm a risk taker, I would say. I will invest everything, the whole kitchen sink. I'll throw it in the application just to fund the business. But after we're successful in increasing the valuation of the company, I don't mind investments.
Okay, fair enough. So it's about having a high valuation, retaining control, giving the app the best chance of success from the start, not making a mistake on, yeah.
Not only that, I would say that for me, I need to know that people's money is safe with me, because I can lose all my money and I'll be okay. I'll be happy that I lost. I'm not gonna say that I'm this mega rich guy. No. What I'm trying to say is that even if I go broke, I will be comfortable to know that I tried. But if I know that I lost people's money, this is something else to me. So me being responsible will not allow me to raise investments until I know it's extremely safe for people to invest in my company.
That's
And yeah, I take care of their money more than I take care of my own money.
That's a very ethical approach, yeah, because you see a lot of people raising money and spending it high
Yeah,
burn rates irresponsibly as well.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely. I will say I'm not worthy to burn other people's money if I'm not willing to burn my own.
Yeah, fascinating. Okay, and lastly, sort of your view, and you're obviously optimistic about the tech startup space in Dubai, but what about the region in general? People often say the Middle East is an emerging market. Do you think that it will be more promising in the next sort of decade or two? We see a lot of appetite for foreign investment into the Gulf at the moment. What's your sort of horizon on that? Do you think we're in a really good time for business startups?
I would say definitely. It's rising rapidly, and I believe if you don't jump on the wave, it's gonna leave you. I believe since since startups are getting supported here, they're raising they're raising funds very easily as long as the idea is good. I really encourage everyone to try and try their shot in the Middle East, especially when our taxes are nothing compared to small margins compared to other countries as well, which is very, very, very startup friendly.
Okay, amazing. Well, that's all we've got time for today, Abdullah. It's been really pleasure talking to you. I love the enthusiasm on a Monday morning for everyone. And so if people wanted to try Homey, they can download the app now and they can register easily.
Yeah, it's Homey is going to be open completely for public, I would say, in around 2 weeks. So in a 2 week span, then we're going to completely open it for public. Currently, we have over 52,000 early registered customers. We got that through events such as GITEX, such as clever marketing strategy that we have created. So the anticipation is very high. So we cannot wait.
Amazing. Looking forward to it. Yeah, I put my email address. So that's kind of a beta list. So you'll be letting people in to test it and then you'll open publicly in a few weeks.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. Great to see a catchy logo, catchy color, and a charismatic founder. So best of luck to Homey. We'll follow you guys in the future.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Thanks a lot.